if losing weight was easy, if getting muscular was easy, everyone would do it. Everyone would do it. And it's hard for a reason. It's hard because a lot of people are dropping out when it becomes hard. And that's why you don't see everybody walking around with amazing physiques. You rarely see them at all. It's because many people stop. I want to talk about gym motivation today, particularly how we can figure out ways to be more motivated to go to the gym consistently. People are most likely not going to go to the gym when they're not super in the mood to go to the gym. For example, if you're tired, if you had a long day, just those two things alone can really impact your decision on whether or not you're actually going to get in the door. People who sometimes struggle to find motivation to go to the gym, they do want to get in the gym. They do want to improve their physiques. It is an interest they have, and it's a good interest. You should want to do that. But they just are having trouble building that motivation up time and time again to actually get in the door of the gym. I want to give some tips on what's helped me to find inner motivation, I guess, to get in the door of the gym. Tip number one is thinking about why you started going to the gym in the first place. What's your goal? What's your main goal? And let's say you've been really consistent for a while. You've been really happy with your progress, but over time, as you push harder and harder in the gym, and as you actually start to make real progress, the fatigue is going to build up over a long period of time, especially if you throw dieting into the mix. How can we be consistent when these factors are adding up and when these factors are really bogging us down and affecting our ability to actually go to the gym? Why did you start this journey? Why did you start this fitness journey? Was it because you wanted to lose a significant amount of weight? Was it because you wanted to gain muscle? Was it because you wanted to just be healthier? And they're really achievable goals, but they're only achievable if we're consistent over time. And to be consistent, motivation plays a big factor. Think about that initial goal and think about how far you've come towards getting that goal. Say you're a few months in. Say you've been really consistent for a few months, and then those days hit where you kind of get bored with the process. You kind of are getting into a rut with it. The results are really slowing down, but you know that if you push past this, there are more results to be gained, which there are, but you're just not seeing them in the short term, which is really affecting your ability to keep going. But just think about, you've come this far and you've seen results up to this point, and you're going to continue to see results as long as you keep going down this path of being consistent, getting good workouts in, and then following a good diet. But that's hard to maintain for long periods of time. It really is. Do your best to think about how far you've come and those initial goals that you had. And just know that if you kind of get bogged down now, you could be starting from square one soon. One thing that I've seen is that when you start taking days off from the gym, when you say, okay, I'm programmed to work out this day, but I just don't feel like it. I can't do it. I'm going to skip today. And that tends to snowball very quickly. I'm speaking from personal experience here. When you initially skip a day, it becomes just a little bit easier to skip the next day. Objects in motion stay in motion. When you are consistent and you hit your workouts, boom, 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 boom. It's a lot easier to continue to keep hitting your workouts in that manner. But if you go into the gym, boom, 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 I'm tired, miss. Maybe next week it's gonna go boom, boom, miss, it can snowball. And that's going to kill your gains. It really is. It's going to kill your fat loss. If you decide, I'm going to have a cheat meal today, right? These snowball quickly. Think about that and think about how you started. And just know it's a temporary feeling. What you're feeling when you're really tired and you're really kind of fatigued, it's temporary. And it's all on the path to get to our goals. And it's normal, because if losing weight was easy, if getting muscular was easy, everyone would do it. Everyone would do it. And it's hard for a reason. It's hard because a lot of people are dropping out when it becomes hard. And that's why you don't see everybody walking around with amazing physiques. You rarely see them at all. It's because many people stop. Just by the act of you continuing on this path, you are distinguishing yourself. You are setting yourself apart, which motivates me. That does motivate me. It makes me want to continue with what I'm doing. It's a weird paradox working out, especially because our bodies really want to preserve energy, and they want to be in a resting state because it goes back to like starvation, and we don't want to expend a ton of calories. We want to stay alive. But we also are happier people when we're moving around. You always got to be constantly tricking your mind, right? Because your mind's always going to be telling you, stay on the couch, sleep a little bit longer, Maybe just stay in today, take it easy. That's evolutionarily programmed into us. You always got to be staying on yourself and telling yourself, your mind's just trying to play tricks on you right now. Let's get in the gym. We're going to feel better afterwards. And it's always a better decision. One of the main things that gets me in the gym when I am struggling to go that day, when I really don't want to, I think about the nighttime of that day, on whether or not I went to the gym and I did what I was supposed to. I stuck to my meal plan and I went to the gym and I got a good workout in, how I'm going to feel when it's 9, 10, 11 o'clock at night, versus if I decided to not do those things. If I decided to skip the gym when I know I was supposed to go. And if I decided to maybe have a cheat meal, maybe a little bit overindulge a bit when I know I wasn't supposed to do that. The temporary hardship of getting yourself in the gym and sticking to that deficit or sticking to that plan, it's a lot easier to deal with that versus having that regret feeling late in the night, because you kind of feel like you wasted a day. That can really get me down. That really gets me down. So I always think about that. I always think about how am I going to feel if I don't go today? How am I going to feel later? I'm not going to feel good. I'm really not going to feel good. Also, if you do go to the gym, you're going to feel way better. You'll feel better the rest of the day. It's going to enhance the rest of your day. It really is. Another tip that you can use, using outside kind of sources to draw motivation from. And then like maybe building those up over time so you kind of have like a stockpile that you can use in times when you have low motivation. What I've been really into lately, if you want to go on like TikTok or YouTube or, Instagram Reels, whatever your preferred scrolling device is. We shouldn't be scrolling in the first place, but hey, it happens. You can find a lot of like motivational kind of gym videos on there, especially if you're someone who's into the gym and trying to improve your physique, right? Find those edits that you think are cool and that kind of get you a little hyped up, because just watching a few of those can give you that little jump start that you might need to kind of get in motion, maybe start getting ready to go to the gym, and it can kind of help you on your way. Also, if you don't want to go to the gym, just start getting up and start getting ready for it. Don't even worry about the thought of going to the gym. Just be like, okay, I'm going to put my clothes on. Put your clothes on, right? All right, once your clothes are on, okay, I'm going to get my gym bag ready. Gym bag's ready, great. Then drink some pre-workout. And then by the time you drink pre-workout, things have been set in motion that cannot be undone. So just, take it one step at a time on the process of getting to the gym. Because for me, it can feel like a process when I'm like sitting on the couch, right? And I think about, I gotta go to the gym. Okay. But then I have to put my clothes on and do all this and then drive there and then get in the gym and then do cardio and then drive all the way back and then eat a post-workout meal. My mind snowballs to all these things I have to do, and it just makes me want to sit and do nothing even more. So instead of thinking about all of those things you have to do down the line, just get up and say, I'm gonna get dressed. Check. Make a little to-do list. Check. Got that done. Great. And then that's going to kind of hardwire your brain into thinking, okay, I'm getting things done. I feel better, right? I'm going to get my gym bag ready. Got it ready. Check. You're getting stuff off the list. And you're slowly shrinking down that window of things you have to do, which can be very helpful in like tricking yourself into wanting to go to the gym. Okay, I'm going to drive to the gym. Check. I get to the gym. I'm going to go do my workout. Hardest part's done. Check. Everyone, I hope this helps you kind of find ways to get yourself in the gym, because the more often we go, the closer we're going to become to who we ultimately want to be.